Hello guys and welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this video we are talking about how anyone can become a millionaire easier than you think. Before we continue our video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for more videos. So let's get started. If you're honest with yourself, you want to be rich. You don't want to have to worry about how much is in your bank account, or what bills you have coming up, or whether you can really afford to add guac at Chipotle every time. Seriously though, how good is their guac? You probably want to be able to take nice vacations and indulge in the occasional extravagant purchase without guilt or worry. I'm right there with you. The problem is that it seems like these things are the privilege of the lucky few, and that everyone else is doomed to struggle to make ends meet. So, we need to ask, is it even possible for a regular person to work up to become a millionaire? I think if we really take a hard look at the possibilities, there are 3 solid, reliable ways for anyone to become a millionaire. Before we get there, let me just say that the money itself isn't the most important thing. Money is only significant if it can help you get whatever it is that you actually want. So, if you haven't done some real soul searching to get in touch with what you really, truly want out of life, you need to do so before you start chasing the wrong thing. The ways that won't work. Before we get to the good strategies for building wealth, it's important that we at least recognize the dead ends. Some of these are obvious, but at least one is more subtle. First things first, you're not going to win the lotto, or pick the perfect bracket, or hit it big gambling. You just aren't. These things are just distractions from taking real steps to improve your financial situation. We also already know that you're not going to be making millions playing sports, or else you'd already be doing it and not watching this video. Not so obvious though is that getting a college degree and having a good job with a decent income won't cut it either. Now let's talk about the ways that work. 1. Investing, e.g. the stock market. The first thing that you can leverage to earn money is your money. Now, I'm not suggesting you go quit your job and become a day trader, but I am saying that investing in the stock market as a whole has proved a reliable method for growing your money. It has its ups and downs, but over the long term it grows at a much higher rate than you would get from a savings account or a bond. Let's take another look at the example above of making $50,000 a year for 40 years. We had found that with this strategy you needing to save an unrealistic 50% of your salary every year that you worked in order to hit $1 million. So how much would you need to save if you invested in the stock market? Let's assume that over the long term you averaged 7% growth. Your mileage may vary, but 7% is not a terrible guess for a long-term return in the stock market. In this scenario you would only need to put away $5,000 a year to have $1 million by the time you retire. That's a pretty big improvement over the last scenario where the stock market wasn't involved. The easiest way to do this is to contribute to your 401k plan at work. Your company may even offer an employer match that makes it even easier to get your goals. Let's say your employer matches 4% of your 401k contributions. This means that if you make $50,000 a year, they will match any amount up to $2,000 a year. So in this situation you only need to put away $3,000 a year to become a millionaire. Your employer, compound interest, and time take care of the rest. At the time you retire you would have saved up $120,000, but you would have a solid chance of your balance being over $1 million. Pretty much all personal finance writers will tell you to always make sure you're contributing at least enough to your 401k to get your full employer match, and they are exactly right. And the more that you give above that, the more you can grow your wealth. Again, this is actually a pretty safe way to do things. There are ways to invest in a way that is aggressive and risky, but a low-cost index fund that you slowly contribute to over a long period of time is actually a pretty conservative investment. 2. Real estate. Real estate isn't going away anytime soon. People are always going to want land and are always going to want access to buildings. The first step of getting involved with real estate is actually fairly simple: buy yourself a home. You might need a mortgage to do so, but as long as you buy a home you can afford, you shouldn't be paying much more than you would have paid for rent. You might even be paying less. Unlike with rent, your mortgage will eventually be paid off, and you will own an asset worth a lot of money. It will probably even go up in value. Beyond simply owning your own home, you can venture into the world of rental properties. The idea here is simple: you make a down payment on a property that you plan on renting out and charge the tenants enough money in rent that they are paying for the mortgage and related expenses, and that you are earning a positive cash flow, which you can then use to buy a new property. If you repeat this process enough times, you end up with lots of wealth in the form of property and lots of monthly income. Like anything, there are risks involved, and there's definitely some hard work needed to pull it off, but the benefit is that it's not just your own investment of effort and time that are earning you money, the property itself is doing most of the heavy lifting. Once you start managing multiple properties, this path can be a lot of work, but it can scale much faster than the first method. While it's possible to become a millionaire long before retirement with any of these three methods, real estate allows you to improve your net worth in multiple ways. When you buy a new property, your net worth goes up because as you pay off your loan, you have an asset you can sell for money. As you hold the property over time, real estate has a tendency to increase in value, so you will likely be able to sell it for more than you paid for it. It provides a monthly cash flow in the form of rent. 3. Starting a business. Starting a business sounds intimidating, but the concepts are pretty simple. The basic idea is that you are going to invest your time into coming up with a product or a service that you can sell instead of your time. People with normal day jobs are selling something, they are selling their time. They are either paid by the hour and we call it a wage, or they are paid by the year and we call it a salary. There are a couple problems with selling your time. Time doesn't scale well, you only have 17 waking hours in a day. Time is your most precious resource and it is non-renewable. Once you use it up, it is gone forever. The takeaway? Don't sell time, invest time in creating something to sell besides time. With a business, you are trying to provide value to people by solving their problems, real or perceived. Anything that someone is having trouble doing, or wants to pass off to someone else, is a potential business in the making. In the age of the internet, it is absolutely true that anyone with a laptop or a smartphone can start a viable business right from their home. Depending on how much work you put into it, how long you persevere, and how lucky you get, your business could become a solid side hustle, or maybe replace your day job, or possibly even make you rich beyond your wildest dreams. Conclusion. You may have noticed by now that you don't have to limit yourself to just one of these methods. Even if you focus on one, it's not very difficult to dabble in the other two. In fact, for the sake of diversification, it's wise to at least get started in each of these three areas. Right now I have at least a toe in all three of these areas, and I'm looking to grow in all of them, especially in growing my online business. If my online money-making endeavors pay off, I eventually want to take some of that money and invest it in a rental property to set up a separate income stream. The more income streams you have, the better. Hope you guys enjoyed our video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for more videos. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.